Who is your worst enemy? Juicy. Hi, my name is Susie Porter, and I help women rewrite their lives so they can create their happily ever after. We've all grown up in this world of duality, right? Right and wrong, good and bad, friends and enemies. Human beings are reactive creatures, myself included. We're evolving. Yet there remains a primitive part of our brains that is driven by survival. Some people call it our monkey mind or our reptilian brain. It's the part of our brain that, when triggered, causes our heart rate to rise and it makes us go into fight or flight, right? There's actually more stages to that: fight, flight, freak out, fawn. I guess that's what animals do when they play dead. But maybe this is why we've divided the world into two categories, because it makes it easier to protect ourselves. It's more simple, right? Much less nuanced. Good, bad, right, wrong. You're a narcissist or a victim. Cancel you, love you, accept you, judge you. Woo. But what if our worst enemy wasn't out there? What if our worst enemy was our own mind, our own thoughts? Well, what then? How do we fight that, right? We can't leave ourselves. We can't ignore our minds. We can try, and most of us do. We avoid our thoughts by being constantly distracted. But what if we want to make friends with our worst enemy? What if we want to be aware of our thoughts? And what if we want the neighborhood of our mind to be a happy one? Like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood or Sesame Street. Sunny day, everything's A-OK. Oh, I used to love that song when I was a kid, right? The air is clean. Can you tell me how to get? Oh, I wish that we could all just snap our fingers and have a neighborhood in our minds like Sesame Street, right? I love this quote by Sally Kempton, and she said, "It's hard to fight an enemy who has outposts in your head." Okay, so what's the answer, right? What's the solution? How can we make our mind a friend, even our best friend, instead of our worst enemy? The first step is acceptance, and maybe to stop calling our mind our worst enemy. It's a part of us, right? Maybe the most important part of us. And we can learn how to manage it. We can. We can even train our brain to be more optimistic and a more supportive part of us. We can. It's possible. I highly recommend Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. He goes into great detail about training your brain and training your mind, and that book changed my life. Okay, so imagine your mind is like a blank canvas. And meditation is really great at this. If you take the time to sit quietly and quiet your mind, or in the beginning, you might just be sitting and watching the craziness of your mind, just to observe it. That's meditation. That's good enough. Don't get caught up on the I can't meditate. I'm not a good meditator. It doesn't matter, right? The point is that you take time to watch your mind and to watch your thoughts. You actually can nurture peace and calm in your mind. Just get started. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be the perfect meditator, even if there is such a thing. So if our minds are a blank canvas, imagine each thought is like a color. The colors our thoughts will choose depends upon our beliefs. If we see the world as with an angry lens, our minds will choose dark colors and paint angry pictures. If we believe the world is a friendly place or a safe place, our minds will envision beauty and love and really see it everywhere we look, and we'll feel safe. But even as I'm saying this, I hear this little voice in my head saying, "Yeah, easy for you to say, Susie." You know what? And to be honest, it is easy for me to say now. But I got to tell you, for most of my life, the canvas of my mind looked more like that really awful toddler artwork where they just splash all the paints together until they look like a really gross brown, black, orange, red color. And it just is a big mess. For most of my life, actually, it didn't matter how many books I read or even how much I prayed, my mind was still terrified. Of course, I didn't know this. I wasn't aware of it. And here's the thing. Here's a reason why we can all stop judging ourselves and judging each other. We're just not aware until we're aware. Like that famous Maya Angelou quote, when you know better, you do better. And you can't do better till you know better, right? I can't begin to understand why some people wake up and heal sooner than others, like the Dalai Lama, who was awake as a kid, like, and then other people never wake up. They live to be 100 and they get more closed. I can't begin to fathom, to understand the inner workings of the human mind and heart. And I don't have to judge other people. Yay, it's the good news, right? I don't want to anymore. What I do know about my own mind is that when I started looking within my own mind and my own heart for the answers, when I did take 100% responsibility for my own healing, and I realized that my healing was in my hands, that is when all the power of heaven or the quantum field or the universe or of God or of love, the angels, whatever you want to call it, all the power that is, came rushing to help me and to support me. Facing what is within is not easy. Okay? I'll tell you. I mean, maybe it's easy for you if you have a really happy mind, but for me it wasn't easy. But until we do face what's within, it's going to be there. And it will choose the colors that paint the pictures in your mind. And those pictures become our reality. If you like the pictures in your mind, that's awesome. That's great. But if, like me, your mind was super busy painting sad or pissed off pictures that made a sad and pissed off life, I invite you to take the time to be still in the morning, meditate, journal, develop a spiritual practice that's fun for you, something that works for you, something that you genuinely actually enjoy. Because if you enjoy it, then you're going to stick with it, right? Something that you're going to want to keep doing. Your mind is your kingdom or your queendom, right? Your mind is where your imagination lives. Take good care of your mind. Make your mind your best friend. Take good care of your mind. Take good care of your heart. And take good care of your body. Your mind can be your friend. Nurture it. Give it stillness. Give it love. Accept it. Take good care of it, just like you would take care of a baby that you love or a puppy or anything that you love. Make your mind your friend. Take good care.